What's going on, guys? Shinigami here, and yeah, I'm doing something a little different here, but I'm just putting out a advanced Tiandi guide, and I'm hoping for it to be 8 minutes or less, but who knows how that'll go. I thought about making this because a lot of people have been asking me certain things about Tiandi, and I thought I'd, make a little updated thing here. Not really much has changed, but I thought I'd just go over some advanced stuff anyways. So the first thing I wanted to go over, oh yeah, also, if you want to learn like basic stuff, I'll link my old video, my old guide in the description. I put the basic stuff at the beginning so you won't have to watch the whole thing if you don't want to. Now the first thing I want to go over is Tiandi's recovery cancels on his startup attacks, meaning his startup light. I have the bot set to parry. Wow. Yeah, because I have to re-record this. His startup lights. You can do that. I guess do an attack. And it even works on the heavies. But the trick is it has to be like a successful or whiffed attack. If it's blocked, like this. Oh wait, the bot's out of stamina. That's why. If it's blocked like this, I can't do it, no matter how much I mash. And I'll display here, I'll put my controller up to my mic. Nothing. But the only reason the heavy will go through is because the heavy is advanced. Or not advanced, enhanced. Like that. And that goes into, which I accidentally did just now, the empty dodge. But I like to call it the drip dash. I'm just being different by calling it the drip dash. You could dodge here. It leads into mix-ups, by the way. I'm not just doing it for fun. You can do this to mix-ups, like do this to go into mix-ups, like you see me do in my videos. And you can even do this. I recommend backing up if you're trying to like trick somebody like that, or if you're low on stamina and you just want to poke them. If I'm low on stamina, I'll do this just to get some damage in and some pokes, so I'm not doing completely nothing while I wait for my stamina to regen. If you back up, you can even do a zone to catch back up. I don't recommend doing that all the time. If you have high stamina, get in their face, like stay in their face, mix them up. Like that. This Tiandi is all about like movement and flow. It flows like water. It's Bruce Lee based. You gotta keep flowing, you gotta keep moving. If you're not moving, you're not flowing. If you're not flowing, you're not moving. Tiandi is real mobile, so you have to make sure you use as much mobility as you can. I think you got the gist there. Next, I want to go over, let's see, whiff punishes. Now, whiff is an attack that is like missed or something. So if this Tiandi over here were to throw an attack, then I could counter the whiff with a zone. And I don't even have to do the zone. I could probably just do the top line, but most of the time I just do a zone because it's quick. I think it's quicker than the top line. I didn't even back up for that last one. And that kind of leads into spacing. Spacing is really good to master as Tiandi because you have two, not insanely good, but two like pretty good tools for spacing. And that's his top light and his zone, which has like Superman range. Let's see, a bullet hit here. Yep, like that. If you're, getting into an attack, which usually when I start duels and stuff, I like to, feel out the opponent, watch how they move. I'll usually move around like this, get a little close and then back up, just in case they decide to whiff. Get a little closer and then back up, and then hit with the zone, go in, use my momentum. By the way, another mix-up, if that palm strike whiffs, throw a heavy. Nobody expects that, except for like high-level players. Let's see, is that the, oh yeah. I mean, you could do this, or whatever, but, zone does more damage, even if it's just like 3, but, yeah. Let's see, what else? Did recovery cancels? Ooh, kicking mix-ups. So, Tiandi's kick can be rewarded from a successful heavy or a zone. Now, one thing with the kick, you can't get it off of any whiffed attack except for a zone. Like, I would be able to whiff this zone and still get the kick. However, I cannot whiff the heavy and get a kick, no matter how much I mash. Now let's play here. Put my controller to my mic. I hope that wasn't too loud, but as you can see there, I was mashing X to get a kick, and you cannot get a kick if you whiff. And even if the attack is blocked, you can still get a kick. Now the mix-ups come into play where you can do this. You can cancel his kick with a dodge. So you can even do this, or this. Most people will expect you to do this. They'll probably just expect the dodge light. Don't continuously do that. You can even do like the side lights. However, one thing that I forgot to display in terms of spacing, side lights have terrible range. Like, you probably won't catch any whiffs with this unless you're going for a crushing counter. Like, even if I'm like at this range, I don't think it'll hit. Yeah, it won't hit. But if you were to do this, that would hit. Oh yeah. Back to kicks. Actually, let me put my stamina back on. Regenerate. Or you could even back up, whiff, and into wall. And speaking of the wall, Tiandi can get damage off of the kick if the opponent is near a wall. Now, if they're not near a wall, actually, let me put the bot on. Let me put it on parry. Now let me just put it on block. Wherever block is. Here it is. Alright. So normally, if someone's like that far away, you can't really get any damage off the kick. Unless there's something strange. But, if you get somebody by a wall, and you kick them, you can get a heavy. And as you can see, the bot is set to block. Let me show it again. And she cannot block it. I wouldn't recommend changing to top, even because, you know, most people probably think, oh, well, Tiandi's top heavy does the most damage out of all of his heavies. So why don't I just do that? Because it will be blocked, as you saw there. But, if your guard is already at the top, oh Jesus Christ. Okay, if your guard is top, and you get a kick, then you can get a top heavy. But your guard has to be at the top, because Tiandi's top heavy is a lot slower than his other heavies. Let's see, can you get off the switch? Yeah, you can, but I still wouldn't switch. If your guard is already at the top, then just keep it there. Or your guard is already in that one direction, keep it there. Now, if you're not in heavy range, then what Tiandi can do is get a top light. I wonder if that will work for the... Ma'am, can you please come over here? Will that work for the dodge forward heavy? That did not work. So if you're close to the wall, and make sure to judge your distance. If you're close to the wall, you can get a heavy. If you're kind of close and not too far, you get a light. And remember, from that light, you can even... And one thing I failed to mention in the last video, if somebody has rock steady, they will get up faster. So if you get them near a wall, like Armusha and Goki, palm strike them. I did it early there because rocksteady makes them get up a lot quicker. So palm strike them when they get up. But only for rocksteady people. If they don't have rocksteady, which basically for not fighting an Armusha or a Goki, don't do it. Now the next thing I want to go over is the crushing counter. Now Tiandi is able to get a crushing counter from a dodge light in the direction of an attack. Oh, I missed that. Wow, imagine. It looks like this. 22 damage. The crushing counters are really good. I would say save them for heavies only. Because it brings me back to one thing. When you get a heavy parries Tiandi, most of the time you're going to want to do a light or a zone. If you can't do a zone, then do a light so you can go into other things. Like that. But if you can, get a crushing counter. but I wouldn't like go into a fight set on getting crushing counters, because your opponent will read that. And when they read that, it's going to be really bad for you, because they're never going to mix you up with your own offense or defense, whatever it says. Oh, wow, the bot is still swinging. Alright, there goes that. And, oh, one thing I forgot. Crushing counter has no follow-ups. And before CCU, you would be able to do this. However, Tiandi got a nerf, so now the palm strike is not guaranteed. Let's see, where is dodge? Is dodge over here somewhere? Here. What did I... Oh yeah, instinct. Next thing I want to go over is... Bot, could you please? Next thing I want to go over is out of stamina pressure. So, when you get somebody out of stamina with Tiandi, I recommend you palm strike. Preferably 3 times. That usually works on most people, because after the 3rd time, they'll probably expect you to palm strike with that exact timing that you've been doing before. So you can just guard break them, throw them, and then get your punishment. By the way, the punishment is not just one singular light, I just did that to do it. Now Tiandi's, well, actually before I get into that, some people are weird, and they'll just not dodge, so just keep on striking. I stole this technique from the warlords, so yeah, blame them. I was tired of getting headbutted by them repeatedly, so I worked around it and stole their technique. So that also brings us into his out of stamina punish. Now if you're palm striking somebody, you're feeling a little froggy, what you can do, guard break him, throw him, light, heavy. Now that is his guard break out of stamina punish. Tiandi has 3 out of stamina punishes. Some people will tell you 2. I say that's wrong, it's 3, and I'll show you why that's wrong. Bot, please go to the wall. So, if you're doing that, let's say somebody, you go to palm strike, they dodge, and then you do a heavy. So somebody will probably try to parry because they're probably expecting that, like, light. So do this, try to parry, first hit a zone, it's a heavy, and if you want you could kick. That kick is not guaranteed, by the way. And that is the second one. Now I say that one is more unrealistic. That one used to be the go-to before the CCU because that used to do more damage. Now that only does like, I think that's 42. Correct me if I'm wrong. And the other one, the guard break into light heavy, that's 42 as well. I'm not sure why the bot did that. Okay, that was weird. Once upon a time, first hit a zone into top heavy used to be the go-to. But now it is not, and that probably wastes a lot more stamina than need be. You'll probably be out of stamina. I haven't actually done that punish since the CCU because I've just rendered it irrelevant. Like, why do that when I can just, you know, do light heavy and keep my stamina? Granted, if the kick was successful while you're by the wall, you definitely could get that heavy, but it's just not worth it, in my opinion, to waste that much stamina. And his 3rd out of stamina punish is just heavy light, which I did that wrong. Top heavy light. I have the bots at the parry, right? Let me set him to block, just, you know, for safety. Or her, whatever. And that one, you're probably wondering, why would I ever do that if that does less damage? That one you're only going to do in force, in case you're getting ganked, and all of you, if you're watching this video, I'm pretty sure you know how For Honor Revenge works. You're not supposed to be able to get stunned out of it, but you get stunned out of it anyways. So if you get stunned out of it, I'm pretty sure you'd rather have this big damage first, and not the little damage. Because let's say you're fighting a Scent, right? And, you know, you go into Revenge, and you knock somebody down. The first thing you don't want to do is, like, a light. Because what happens? You do the light, 12 damage, you get knocked down, then you get beat up. But at least, if you do the heavy, you know, it's a hot 27 plus whatever Revenge is, and then you get knocked down and beat up. So, But also, if your opponent is like, if you know nothing's gonna come at you, they go to the ground, just light heavy. Also, the heavy doesn't like matter from one direction. The heavy finisher, it's all the same damage. Every heavy finisher is 30. Oh yeah, you shouldn't do this. Don't switch sides that way. It's the bubble, or the person will be able to block. Now we're getting to the part that the Tiandi mains probably don't want me to go over. That's how to counter Tiandi. Now the first thing will sound pretty obvious and probably sound elitist, but guard break and parry, because as I said earlier, Tiandi is like really, you know, movement based. He thrives on movement, being active, moving around. So if you render that movement useless, like if Tiandi goes for even that, I still have to bounce up the block. If you guard break him during that, or any of his dodges, he's useless. Like a whole lot of guard breaks will probably like cripple the average Tiandi. So that's one way to get around it. And parry, look, I'm gonna put it this way for Tiandi haters. His dodge light, it's not that fast. Like, it really isn't. Where is it? Oh yeah, she's out of stamina. Good lord, man. It's parry. Which I forgot. Tiandi's parries, parry punish. If you get a light parry, do a top heavy. For some reason I thought it was going to come from a different direction. At least in duels it ain't that fast. But there's attacks in this game way faster than that, so that was definitely a parry game. And also his extended dodge makes him a lot, or vulnerable a lot. So let me have her do it dodge heavy. See? All you gotta do is the guard break. Extended dodge means extended guard break frames right there. If a Tiandi is dodging in your face a whole lot, guard break them. See how the movement is rendered? Yeah, I can't speak tonight. See how the movement is rendered? See how the movement is useless. But make sure you don't guard break super late, otherwise that'll happen. You have to do it on time, as soon as you expect it. You can even interrupt it. I'm messing it up there, as you can see. Even like that. Like if somebody's mashing, then you're probably straight with them. Or that. So the way to counter Tiandi's kick mix-ups is, it's pretty simple. See, if there's an open field behind you, like this, the Tiandi cannot get any damage off of it. So just sit there, look pretty, and go for a block. There's really no form of damage can come from that. Unless there's some weird circumstances. And if there's a wall next to him, what you want to do is dodge. Let me have the bot set to dodge. There we go. Because if you dodge the kick by the wall, you don't have to worry about any damage. Well, the only damage you have to worry about is if I were to decide to do a dodge light. Like, that's it. But I'm 100% certain you'd rather get hit by 12 damage and not like 24 or 27 or any of that. And that also goes for if there's a ledge behind you. If there's a ledge, dodge. No matter what the circumstances, dodge. Not that difficult. It's quite simple. But also, I forgot to mention, his kick is completely safe from guard break. But if you have a quick enough light attack, or not light attack, quick enough like dodge attack, then you can hit him and do damage. But dodging and then guard breaking will not work. Okay, and now for the back dodge. If you want to counter a Tiandi that's like doing this a lot, oh yeah, I do have the boss at the dodge. I want to counter a Tiandi doing this a lot. If you know it's gonna come, I've had it happen where sometimes people have guard broken me out of my back dodge because this game is perfect. And if not, a guard break out of the back dodge, a well-timed dodge forward bash like Conk or Black Prior sometimes Centurion. I think Glad has one too. Sometimes that'll hit. So that will also counter a Tiandi. Another thing you can do, make crushing countering their weakness. The dodge light isn't exactly the fastest attack in the game. So if you know a crushing counter is coming, just parry it. So you're like, oh, you're gonna crush and counter me? Oh lord. I wish the bot would just do it from the direction I'm coming from. That makes this a lot easier. Like that. That was definitely parry. I recommend just parrying that. Parrying it is a lot easier than crushing counter. I know I say that as I'm doing it, but I'm like really sweating when I'm doing this. But if I parry it, it's a lot easier. Now, Tiandi's Palm Strike, that can be countered by the well-timed dodge. If you know it's coming, as I even mentioned in the out of stamina punish part. If you know it's coming, just dodge. And if you dodge, make sure you're blocking top. Well, to be safe, you could either dodge and try to parry, be fancy, or dodge and block top. Now I say blocking top is more safe because I don't have to set the dodge. Because that way, you know, you're not failing a parry and eating damage. Because if you were to try to... I can't get the bot to do that, the bot is not human, never mind. If you were to try to parry like the top light, then you would be eating a heavy. And another thing you can do, you can even get a cheeky guard break. Some people might say, oh, it's just happening because you're doing it on a bot. Somebody has done this to me before, and it has infuriated me. As you can see, I can't break out of that. I'll even put my controller next to my mic, so you can hear me mashing and trying to get out of it. And sometimes, even this has happened to me before, what you will see will make you want to throw up violently. And you have to be a very fast demon. If you do this online, then you live off of Bang energy drinks and chicken tenders. I'm doing a light there. I'm not doing a heavy, I'm doing a light. That's my light attack button, that's my R1. And I can't get out of that. So if you manage to pull that off online, you're probably a terrorist. I'm just gonna throw that out there. Let's see, and you can even crush and counter that, by the way. Like, I don't know too much about the light, but well, actually, yeah. If you have like a standing, like neutral light crushing counter, like Warlord or Highlander, yeah, you can get that. But Tiandi, not sure. Could you? I don't know. I don't think so. Not since it's dodge light nerf, anyways. But you can definitely crush and counter the heavy. Next, his zone. So that also makes me think about what I mentioned earlier when I talked about starting the fight. So if you know a Tiandi... Actually, let me have the bot do a zone on me so I can get a correct depiction on where the zone comes from. That side. Okay. So if you know, like, a Tiandi is gonna zone you, or do any of that, keep your guard up here. Like, even if you're being distant, just keep your guard either top or side. You don't want to get hit by that zone. Just top or side. That's one way to counter it. And unfortunately, I'm going to show you the most heartbreaking thing for a Tiandi. So if a Tiandi goes for a full zone, first and second hit, you could do something so disgusting that it brings tears to my eyes. This has happened to me on multiple occasions. And I will put my controller up to my mic, so you will know that I'm trying to counter guard break. Tiandi, if he does his full zone, if somebody knows it's coming, dodges the first hit, they can guard break you out of the second hit. So you can't get out of that. It's very depressing, by the way. Now, if you go for like a kick afterwards, that'll counter it. I can't get the kick to come out. There we go. That counters it. Or even feint. If you feint, then yeah, that'll work. But If you go for both hits, prepare to be card broken. If somebody knows it's coming. And it's very depressing. Very depressing. And also, if you have undodgeables, like, you know, obviously like Tiandi has, then you can, you know, counter that. Counter his dodges with that. Which takes a lot of like mobility and momentum out of his kit. So yeah, that is about it. I hope this helped somebody in some way, shape, or form, and yeah, hopefully it helped you learn how to play and helped you counter Tiandi, because I noticed a lot of people complaining, even Grandmasters, a lot of Grandmasters complaining about Tiandi when there are like very simple ways to counter him. But yeah, that's the end of that. Let me look through my notes, make sure I didn't miss anything. So yeah, shitting on me out, y'all.